Well, here we are on a rainy Thursday. It was beautiful for the first half of the day. Went down to the camp with the young people, taught a class of 7th and 8th graders, whether they wanted me to or not. You remember what it was like to be a 7th or 8th grader and have some old guy come in and try to teach you something, especially teach you a Bible lesson. Anyway, they were great kids, and they seemed to get along with an old man, or let me at least get by while I was there. Sweet kids, appreciate them. Glad they're having a great camp, but it was sunny and nice. Now it's pouring down rain, just the way it is. That's Oklahoma for you, I guess. Anyway, glad you're with me today on this Thursday. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are, whether it's raining or sun is shining where you are. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm glad you're with me. Sorry to be a little bit late coming in today. If you were looking for something earlier, I had some obligations, had to meet a little earlier and didn't quite get this done, but here we go. I was thinking about those young people to some degree, and you know how much life has changed. I look at my lifespan and I recognize how much the culture and times have changed around us. Things that we thought were right and things that we thought were wrong. Concepts that we believed to be true. You know, whether we're talking about science or medicine, and developed greater understanding of some of the things and developed even further. It's amazing where we've been. And when we consider what the recent year and a half has brought our way, pandemic that pretty much shut down the world for a while, and just now beginning to put ourselves back together again, even with it still out there. You know, it's been an unusually interesting time. I think I'd kind of like something dull for a while. But I look at these young people today and I wonder, what's the world going to be like for them? There may be those of us who are reaching further into our lives and we may not see some of those things, and yet we're around for a while, I hope. But what's their life going to be like 20, 40, 50 years from now? What kind of changes will come their way? How about the scope of the political world? And the shifts to the right, the shifts to the left, and moving this way and that. And will we still be the country that we are today? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think we are exactly the country we were 25, 50 years ago. It's interesting when you consider the changes that come along. We long for some constants along the way, don't we? Something on which we can anchor and know it's going to be right, going to be wrong, going to be there. We like those things in which we can sink our figurative anchors in life. We want something we can hold on to. Maybe we're reminded of the words that Jesus said towards the end of that great message that we call the Sermon on the Mount. When he said, "Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I liken to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And when the rains descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock." Of course, the second half of that, he tells the story of the one who built his house on the sand. I was thinking about that statement that we hear from time to time about shifting and changing cultures, and it said, "He who marries himself to the culture will soon find himself a widower." That's how things change round about us in the concepts. But Jesus says there is a constant. That when the storms come and when things change, when the times beat upon the house a bit and we become uncertain, there is a constant we can hold on to that will last through the storms and constantly be there. Yes, it's still there. When I think about the words of the one who shared them 2,000 years ago and we still look at them today. When I think about those lives that lived 3,000, 4,000 years ago and trusting in the same God. The Apostle Peter wrote that the word of the Lord, of course he was quoting the Old Testament, the word of the Lord endures forever. We need some constants in life, don't we? We need some things we can cling to. As transitory as we are, as quickly as our lives come and go, when we look around us and we see loved ones that we love so dearly, those loved ones coming and going, sometimes with little notice, we recognize how frail and fragile life is. We recognize how As James describes it, the vaporous nature of life is here and gone. Some things over which we have no control, but there is something we can control. It's the anchor on which you put your life. When you get your anchor in the right place, then you can do what you need to do in the best way. Then everything else revolves around that and depends on it. Truth becomes what it is. It holds itself steadfast, and we know on what we can count in our lives. We need that, I think, don't we? We need that kind of constancy. We need that kind of steadfastness. We need something that we know will be true today, tomorrow, and for eternity. I guess that's why the writer of that book of Hebrews wrote that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. We need it. We want it. And you know what? When we start recognizing that constancy, maybe we're a little more constant and balanced ourselves. That's what our children. So when I look at the younger generation and those kids that are coming up now and wonder what's going to be holding them steadfast, I hope and believe it'll be the same thing that held some of us steadfast, because we're going to show it to them and hope they hold on to it as well. I hope you have a constant day, a strong day, a vital day. I hope it's a day that you find your anchor is exactly where it needs to be. We'll count on it. Hey, we'll share some more things a little further down the road. I hope Independence Day is a great one for you and you can celebrate in a big way with a big blast. Hopefully just fireworks in the sky. I'll share some more a little further down the road. Thanks for being with me today.